vegetarian, and it was a lot of fun. And those that remember the good old days was old Dexter and Charles and our lovely advisors, of course. And it was a true blessing to be asked to be a part of this organization because I didn't think I was college material anyway. Because the time in Marine Corps and all that good stuff. But in the beginning, I was a special ed student. Now, when people first hear those two words together, they get a bad rap automatically. The first thing you hear of is a short bus of people wearing helmets or people flipping over tables. But it's that stereotype is not entirely true. So I use that as motivation to thrive here. I was also in the SGA. I made the president's list a couple times while I was here. And when I graduated with 2 associate's degrees. One was in social sciences, the other one was in the general studies. And now I'm at Old Dominion. And also, somebody thought enough of me to add me in their book on activism, which is called Stand Up. The author is from Harvard. His name is John Clemons II. His national release was today, so we can go to any Barnes & Nobles or Target, the local bookstores around the country. And my pictures is in here as well. For those of you, I'll probably pass it around later so you all can see it for yourself. And I was also asked to be in a TCC commercial earlier in the summer, which I looked at as an honor. I never thought I would be on TV with a speaking part that represented ODU, so I looked at it as an honor.
Absolutely.
And somebody saw the commercial, and I got recruited to a modeling agency shortly afterwards. So if you first a few commercials, and it's bigger than me because any chance I get, I try to wear like SAAB colors to represent us. Because for those of you that remember the newspaper article I had in December of last year, this was the same attire that I wore, which is the SAAB themed colors, because without the experience in this organization, I wouldn't be where I'm at now, along with the nonprofit organization called The Mission Continues, which helps post 9/11 veterans retransition back into society. And also, along this journey, for those of you that are wondering what this helping is, I'm also a proud Prince Hall Freemason as well. And for those of you that have further questions about that, just wait till after the meeting for that. But I'm just glad to be here, and I thank Mr. Chestnut for thinking enough of me to be a part of this organization since its inception. And that's pretty much all I have for right now. And now, for those who are wondering what I'm doing now in school, ODU major in human services with a minor in special education. I studied abroad in Italy for 2 weeks, and I'm also on the dean's list right now with a 4.0 average.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
thank you. Keep me in your prayers. Upon graduation, I'm looking to intern in Cape Town, South Africa this summer, working in an orphanage with children diagnosed with HIV. So something real life-changing that I'm looking forward to, because I've always wanted to go to Africa anyway. So thank you.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but he's been abroad already, and performing some outreach and Italy.
Yeah, I went to Italy, Tuscany. We went all over. I went to Rome, Florence, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I saw that. I saw nice things. I saw a big exclusive outlet that had products.
Yes.
I did buy some stuff. Bring that in back to work. Almost. It was well worth it.
Yes.
So, yeah. YOLO is.
But like I said, I mean, everybody who knows me, they know how proud I am of all you guys. He and many of our other graduates are going on to do some very big things, and we expect the same from you guys. We don't settle for mediocrity. So I wanted to let him know in front of you how proud I very bright future, and it's an exciting time for you guys. We have many of you guys that are graduating. That's a happy time, but it's a sad time also. But that's why we're here. We're here primarily because of academics and to see you guys believing yourselves and some might not have initially. So it's all worth it. I would take the time to have you guys introduce yourself, but we want to make sure we don't run across Ian's time here. But again, let's give Mr. Clemons a big round of applause. And he really represents us well. Anything he does, he represents SAAB. He makes sure that they know that he was a part of us, no matter where his travels take him, even overseas. When he goes to Cape Town, he's representing you guys. So, and again, we expect you guys to do some great things as well. So just continue to fight, and we got your back. That's why we exist. Okay. So, and my plan is to make sure, because he does have me in the book, I'm just kidding, but to purchase the books for the faculty advisors here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome our speaker for today, George Augustus III. George Augustus III was born in Hampton, Virginia, where he graduated from the Hampton High School. After high school, George attended Virginia State College, Virginia Commonwealth University, and Thomas Nelson Community College. Before graduating from Old Dominion University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering, he went on to further his education. George has also attended the University of Virginia and Virginia Tech, studying Materials Science Engineering. He is presently serving on the Board of Deacons at Queen Street Baptist Church in Hampton, Virginia, and on the board for the 200+ men of Hampton Roads. George is currently employed at Norfolk Naval Shipyard as an engineering configuration manager. He's also a recruiter for Norfolk's Naval Shipyard Engineering Department. Mr. Augustus is married to the love of his life, Muriel Booth Augustus, and has 2 children. Ashley, currently a medical student at University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, go Heels, and Nicholas is a student at Warwick High School University. George is a man of God and encourages all men, young and not so young, to seek God first and allow him to guide their path to success in all things. Everybody, please provide a warm welcome for George Augustus.
Yes, he is. All right, Michelle.
How much time do we have? About 15 to 20 minutes, and then a little time to answer questions.
Yeah, I wanted to see if you could
My goodness.
everybody see who they are and so I get the feel and what they've majored in. But that, take about 2-3 minutes, I think. Just go around real
Sure,
quick.
you got the floor.
Okay. We start with Josh. I met Josh.
My name is Joshua Sorrell. I'm majoring in education with a working with certification for special needs.
Well, my name is Alan Simmons. I'm looking to transfer for filmmaking.
Okay.
Dr. Diggins, I major in information systems tech with emphasis on network security.
Can't say that.
Just off my head, I major in social sciences.
Okay. Start here again and go out.
My name is Ian. I'm majoring in social work, and I want to go to VCU.
My name is Christian Gray, and I don't really have a major yet because I'm in a certain program. And I'm just here to basically just get my degree and then graduate, and after that, see where it goes from there.
Okay.
My name is Jimmy. I'm majoring in social science, but I think I'm a bachelor's in electronic engineering.
Okay.
Wayne Jones, social science.
All right. Wayne?
Anthony Rose. My major here is social science, and I'm going to region for psychology.
My name is Wiley Williams. My major is engineering. And I want to transfer over to either University of Virginia or AU.
You love Virginia Tech?
They don't have that specific engineering field.
Yeah, we don't want anything to
My name is Dwight Smith, and at the time, I'm undecided. My name is Rob Christian, and I'm looking to be a pharmacist, chancellor of the
You said pharmacist? I know Emmanuel, Mr. Hartwell.
Paul Vincent, I'm majoring in network security.
Okay.
My name is Dante Beard, from the North Campus. I'm majoring in business administration.
Good. You work out?
A little bit.
Howard Lincoln, I'm majoring in business administration.
Okay. Go Lakers.
My name is Terrell Simon. I'm a United States. I'm in the life of my great Mrs. Manuel.
Great. I agree. Welcome.
My name is Anthony Curry, and I'm undecided right now. General study, I'm going into liberal arts.
Okay. Okay. We got three lovely ladies here. You guys want to introduce yourselves on my behalf? One. Brenda, right? I'm sorry. Donna. Poor guys. Sorry, Donna. All right, so Donna, you are the, say again?
Counselor here.
Counselor. And faculty advisor.
Me. Michelle Barnes, faculty advisor, mentor.
Hi, Carolyn Williams, counselor, faculty advisor.
Okay, good. Like I said, my name is George Augustus, and it's a pleasure to come out here. Thank Emmanuel and the SAAB organization for inviting me out here. Nothing stressful about me, okay? I got a suit on, but ain't nothing stressful, all right? It's a hard-working man, but it did little something. That if you would acknowledge me about my accomplishments, it wouldn't be about, the grades I have, where I work, and the money I make for car I drive. None of that. Okay? It would be, as Don and I were talking earlier, about a legacy. Okay? And that legacy is my kids. I have 2 kids. And Ian, my son is 14, so he's not in university, he's in high school, that's fine. He's in an international baccalaureate program at Warwick High School. And hopefully he'll be an engineer like his dad. But my daughter is another case. She stayed in school forever. I just thought she didn't want no job. But she had a dream, and right now she's seeing that dream. She's down in Carolina at UNC Chapel Hill. So I'm so proud of my kids. That's my accomplishment. I'd like to say that I'm not going to be long here. I have some stories I have, and I have some manuscripts I need to read. But Mr. Hawthorne, that's a wonderful testimony.
It's Hiawatha.
Hiawatha. Yeah, but you haven't. That's a wonderful story. You're considered to be national and international. I've never been to overseas. Looking to go with my family, so that's a wonderful thing. It's just that testimony about perceived and real obstacles that you overcame. Folks said something about a short bus, but you didn't let that stop you. Okay? All the hoopla, folks said this, that, and the other, and now you're to go overseas again. You're Old Dominion. I'm an alumni of Old Dominion as well. Writing books. That's a wonderful testimony. Yeah. So, like I said, I thank the SAAB organization for inviting me, and I thank Emmanuel for doing such a wonderful job with the organization to help out and make a difference in your all's lives. Yeah? Yeah? You guys all right? Okay, now, like I said, nothing special about me. And so, I'm just homeboy, right? right? So, and I just want you guys to relax. It's not a class. You guys aren't getting, tested on it. I'm just going to relay some information to you that I think that might help you. Hopefully. If it only helps one, I did my job. All right, absolutely. But I think some stuff I'm going to talk about as far as my story, some folks say it's interesting. I only have 15 minutes, so I have to be kind of abbreviated. But look here. So I'm coming in here this morning, right? And I'm coming in here, and there's a. Have to be careful what you ask for. So coming coming off of what's that street? Burke. No. Burke. Turning into Tidewater. Anyway, I'm turning to Tidewater College, right?
Buckner.
Buckner. All right, so I'm turning to college. So behind this guy, so this guy doesn't yield. This guy's got to yield something. So the guy doesn't yield. Right. So the police pulls him, right? And I'm rubbing it, and the guy says, "Well, why did you stop me?" He says, "Well, you didn't stop. You yielded." He says, "Well, what's the difference between yielding and stopping?" Right? Be careful what you ask for. And the guy says, okay, police officer says, young cat, manly, he says, well, I'll show you what the difference between stopping and yielding. Get out of the car, right? And so the guy got out of the car, and the police officer, commenced to pull his baton out, start beating him. So the police officer says, well, tell me, when to slow down and when to stop. Okay, you guys didn't get that. That's a joke. That didn't happen. Right? Lighten up, guys. Lighten up. Oh, we get that? Slow down and stop and get beat on the head. Okay. At any rate, first thing I'd like to ask you guys is, are you living your life to the fullest? Are you happy with what you're doing? Okay, we need to confront ourselves. We need to ask ourselves the hard questions. Am I happy? I'm in college. Am I happy? Have a girlfriend? Am I happy? And those hard questions will reveal a lot of things, right? I remember I had to confront some issues when I was a little kid, right? I think I was in 3rd grade. And my mom, bless her heart, she's gone down to heaven now. She would make every morning a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Every morning. 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And well, the peanut butter would be stable. What happens to the jelly all day? The jelly started to seep through the bread, right? And so I had to eat, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, jelly seeping through the bread. Well, I had an obstacle, right? I wanted a hot lunch. My mom gave me a nickel, but that could only pay for, milk. Dinner back there, or lunch back there, was like 25 cents, 30 cents. It was real cheap. What is it today? What is lunch for high school?
It's like 5.
So that's parity, 30 cents back then, like 30 cents so many years ago. So I had an obstacle. I said, well, if I wanted to eat a hot meal for lunchtime with my classmates, I had to do something. Couldn't give it to my mom, couldn't give it to my father. Hard-working folk, modest, some folks might say poor. And so I had to come up with a plan, like many of us. And so I went to the local grocery store behind me, right? And I went to the manager. I said, well, what can I do? I'm 3rd grade. I think today they call it child labor, so he couldn't give me a job, right? And so he says, well, we got this plan where you could, redeem bottles, depending on the volumetric rate, you get 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. You guys don't know nothing about that, do you? Redemption of bottles? Huh? Most of you guys don't. Right? At any rate, I used it and it worked. Right? I had enough money to buy me a hot lunch. Didn't have to ask my mom and daddy for anything. And I had a hot meal. Now, I went back to them. I said, well, this was just too much work for me. I had to push a basket. And offload the bottles. And it was a lot of work. So third grade, I'm looking to better myself. So I go back to them and says, would it be all right for me to, stand out in front of your store? It's a food fair. Anybody ever heard of a food fair store? I'm not sure if there's any more around. I'm dating myself. That's all right, though. And I said, well, what else can I do? I asked myself. And so he said, yeah, you can stand in front of the store. And as the people exited the store, I would ask them if they needed any help with their groceries, putting it in, putting it in the car. I'm not sure you guys are kind of young. You guys don't make a lot of groceries, but that's kind of challenging, man. You got to put the groceries in the basket. You got to push the basket onto your car. Then you got to take the basket. So this is kind of. I know my wife doesn't like it. And so I did. So so I got like at a minimum 25 cents put stuff in the basket. 50 cents, and sometimes I got $1. A few times I even got 5. And so, so I identified a problem, an obstacle. Maybe none of you guys have any obstacles. Anybody got any obstacles? Yeah. So when we have these obstacles, what do we have to do? Well, we got to try to problem solve. Set up a strategy, right? In front of it. Some of the problems that precede. Some of them are real. I had a real one. And I didn't have any money in my pocket. I got tired of eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Those are real. But some are perceived. Something that you think is but it's only in your head. And you have to work through that. But if you perceive it, perception is real through the perceiver. If you think it is a problem, if you really believe it's a problem in your heart, then it becomes a problem. So that's a challenge. That's a philosophical issue that we're not going to go into that right now. But yeah. At any rate, like I said, some of this is going to be kind of read, and most of it is going to be in my personal experience. So bear with me if I'm reading. Okay? Amen? Amen. Okay. So I live in an environment which motivation was not given, right, when I was younger. It wasn't that they didn't want to give me motivation, but I don't think they knew how to give motivation. Some things are lazy. They just don't understand. It's perpetuated through a generation. So if my grandfather didn't show motivation to my father, or my mother, then it's kind of hard for them to pass it on to their kids. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to do some reading, you have to be self-starters, and try to be your own man or woman, and kind of break through that. And it's tough. And it even compounds itself when you have a single parent household, right? And so, but at any rate, what it meant is in their minds maybe that I wouldn't, go to college. Maybe it wouldn't, never amount to anything, because of the lack of motivation. But that's where I can't stress this enough, that's where the mentoring comes in. SAAB, 200+ minutes. Manuel and I just took a bunch of folks to Booker T. Washington, to a baseball game. How many was it?
It was 15 plus 18 was there.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got out of their element. You know, I don't know about the total social, economic breakdowns of the young men, but what I can tell you is that they had a ball. They were unruly. And we're talking about Booker T. Washington. I'm from Hampton. I went to Hampton High School, Little Crackers. And so I don't know a whole lot about Booker T other than what I hear in papers, news. You know. And so what I perceive is that Booker T is a tough school. Anybody know that true? Anybody go to Booker T? No, you gotta go to Booker T. Okay? And so, but looking at these young men, we also went to the Maryland Museum. Kind of ball, you know, it was a ship. Everybody been to the Maryland Museum? Okay, it's a big ship museum. You know, they have ships dating back to their infancy, right? Up to the current, aircraft carrier, data associated with that, submarines, frigates, and things. But they had a great time. Went to a baseball game. We didn't have one unruly, obnoxious, cursing. And so part of the issue with mentoring, not a problem, but things that we need to do is take young folks like you guys outside a particular element. Like my brother here, he's going to Italy. See the Lena Tower pizza. You know, seeing who's the famous artist over there? Da Vinci. You know, 16th chapel. You know, that's big stuff, man. That stuff's been around for 2,000 years. You know, and I haven't seen it. I've seen no paper. You've made a lot of traveling. Been there. Okay. I ain't never been there. I plan to go, but I haven't. And so it's those types of things that it's going to take to really have us, to enrich ourselves and grow, right? Trying to invent new things. Speaking of new things, I have a lot of mentors, but there's two that come to mind, right? Two mentors that come to mind. The first mentor was my high school girlfriend. I married her, high school girlfriend. And she was, I would say, from the other side of the track. She had my age, smart, pretty. She was on the gymnastics team. She was a cheerleader. So she was like pow, pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry, ladies. It's a stop no more. And at first I thought she liked me because some girls like bad boys. Is that true, Don? Yeah, I'm not from your experience, but from your experience.
Well, from hearsay.
From hearsay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the last thing was
nice. But as the months went by, I found that she didn't like me. Brother, small little block, right? Like I said, don't let the soup fool you. My name is George, and sometimes it begins with G. Sometimes you gotta recognize a G in me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just saying, right? But she liked me. She really liked me, and she showed me things like horseback riding, black cowboy, skiing, tennis. She showed me how to do the hustle. You go to parties back in the day, you guys know what the hustle is? I'm dating myself big time, aren't I? Use a hand dance, right? You know, the hand dance, you know, all the spin around, the squiggly wiggly things. All right, you guys go to the internet. Huh? And you got the internet to hustle, and it's real cool. It's a dance, you know. I'm really thinking myself, but she wasn't like you guys. And I found out that, you know, the fact that she believed in me and had faith in me, that I started to believe in myself. And so I went from high school, when I first started dating her, from being a C student, marginally B student, to the latter part of the 11th grade and all of 12th grade, I was an A student. Why? Because somebody showed interest in me, they had faith in me, right? And that, you know, and sometimes that's all it takes. And that's all it took for me. You know, you guys have to challenge yourselves to find out what you really need, right? And when you do that, you know, you come back to Emmanuel. How many of it are you the guy, or is it?
No, we have a team.
Okay.
The ladies in the back, Michelle Barnes, Carolyn Williams, and Donna. We have other faculty advisors that couldn't make it today.
Okay.
But it's a team of people who've been with me from the beginning, who've been with our young men from the beginning.
Outstanding.
That makes it work.
Outstanding. Outstanding. And so you guys need to use these resources. If you have an idea how to better yourselves, run it by them. Right? There's resources here. Matter of fact, you get paid to do that. Okay? Volunteer?
Volunteer.
Oh, you don't get paid to do that, so that's even better. They get here to out of the kindness of their hearts. Maybe I should say that. Maybe just to, lend a hand. What did you guys say? What is that part of that creed? I'm my brother's keeper. Okay. That's powerful, man. That's hopefully not just deal words. Right? Yeah. But, so mentoring is so important, but you guys have to use it. Now, you guys being here, it shows that you are interested, that you want to go forward. You want to increase your education. Yeah?
Yeah.
Who here wants to go to 4-year school? Don't be proud, You already finished?
I'm not.
You're not going 4-year school? You don't know yet. You don't know yet. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Talk to your advisors about that. Benefits. Obviously, the higher we go into the food chain in regard to if you drop out. Is that going to be successful? High school? Yeah. Not as it was when I was coming up. 2-year school? Yeah. 4-year school? Yeah. Master's? Yeah. But as you go up the food chain, I should call it the food chain, as you get more education, your earning power increases. It's fact. I'm just sharing some information for you, okay? And so I would request that you guys seriously consider, when you leave Tidewater Community College, right, that you seriously consider getting a major that's going to work for you, and you do it. Let an example right here. It sounds like he had more challenge than all you guys put together. I'm proud, man. That's powerful testimony, man. Let the Lord, guide our path. I ain't gonna start preaching yet. Yes, sir. Now the second, so the first man kind of taught me how to believe in myself. All right, that's so important. All right, those are kind of words that you hear all the time. Believe in yourself. You guys heard that before? Believe in yourself. You guys just take that as a grain of salt, right? That's probably one of the most important things that we can do in our lives. Believe in not going to be great at everything. But that which we do, we study for it, and if we believe in ourselves, that's half the battle. The other half is study. I believe you go into an interview, right? How many have been in an interview? You been in an interview? Why are you raising your hand, bro? Come on, man. Some love, man. Who been in interviews? Okay. Interviews can be challenging. You know, but if you study for the interviews, you know, you come get you some counseling, some mock interviews, you know, and then when you go into the interview, guess what? If you practice it, then you would exude confidence. Why? Because you have some idea of what they're going to ask. Simple as that. Right? Now, I'm a recruiter, and I'm going to Virginia Commonwealth University Wednesday, Thursday. Do some recruiting. Engineering. I'm on the mechanical side. But, you know, so I have a lot of young guys coming in, and what I'm looking for is a collectiveness, a sense of that they feel comfortable with themselves, with their degree, you know. And I'm asking some questions, fire some questions off, but what I'm really looking for is that person, right? You know, who is this person? And can he move up in the company? Right? And part of that is being secure in yourself, being confident. You know, just showing confidence. Like this brother right here looks real confident. You know? Now that's been my perception. Now when you open your mouth up, then we get down to the nitty-gritty. First, but that's no slant. You know, but perception is the first thing. You know, I see somebody, the first thing I'm going to say is, you know, what? You know, he might look like a gangbanger. Or he looks like a young executive. You know, or he likes to play basketball. I don't know. You know, but we have to be concerned with our appearance, especially at interviews, because that's the first thing they see. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And so the second, I'm not going to be long here. I don't want you guys to. I think the attention span for a speaker is max about 20 minutes. You know, just my preacher, I said, hold up, bro, come on, man. You know. But so the second thing is that my second mentor was Ulysses Shepard. Now, Ulysses Shepard was my surrogate father. He was my surrogate father because my mother and father divorced when I was about 11 years old. So I was a single parent in a single parent household. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. You got some strong women. You know? Strong women. And handling things, putting it down. You know? But I would say, spiritual point, need a man. That's my viewpoint. Need a man. And so I say to you, fall back a little bit, but Ulysses Shepard taught me, you know, coming from a single parent household, how, in no small part, to be a man. One thing about being a man is if you have kids, and if you don't take care of those kids, what does that mean? You're a weak puppy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's you know, I'm not going to say it, but he showed me that, you know, if a family had a problem, you don't go running away from that problem. You sit down and do what?
Talk it out.
You face the problem, you figure out how to resolve that problem, and you work together to do it. You don't leave the household. I think that's, you know, for the African American community, it's getting to epidemic proportion. We need to break that from some of you guys here. I don't know if you guys got a problem, if you got kids, if you got with your social economic issue, that's not the issue there. The issue is that we need to keep that in our crawl. We need to think about that. We got kids, we got friends with kids, we got a brother with kids. You know, we need to speak on it, man. That's part of the problem right there. Yeah? And that's part of the problem right there. But Shep taught me how to, in regard to a family, how to be a man in that regard. And I think, and Shep's gone as well, and I would always go by and thank him for lending some time with me, taking me on a trip with his family, you know. And it did me a world of good. It's like my first mentor, my first girlfriend. You know, just show me new things. You know, horseback riding. Show me how, you know, what a true family is like. You know, it wasn't the Huxtable family, you know, but it was good. You know, they had problems, but you know they worked through them. You know what I'm saying? You guys still with me? You guys still with me? Roger that. Roger that. I'm not going to be long. I'm going to a few more points here, and we want to take some questions and answers here. All right. What times are we at right now, Emmanuel? 1:15. 1:15. Yeah. You know, in my journey, I always had, you know, it hadn't been easy. Okay. I had naysayers. I had obstacles, real and perceived. I had things and people trying to pull me down, okay? But I also was positive thinking and positive role models. I needed to be a self-starter. What does that mean? Can somebody raise their hand real quick? What does self-starter mean?
Be self-motivated.
Very good. Very good. Nail on the head. Self-motivated. Sometimes, like I said earlier, folks aren't going to be able to motivate because they don't know how to do it themselves. So we got to dig down and figure out how to do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Self-motivation. That's kind of hard sometimes. Everybody here self-motivators? Yeah. Oh, no. That's hard. That's hard sometimes. But we will work toward that. And working toward that is setting up a system. And I'm going to share what my system was. And I'm not going to be long here, is that you can put together a plan. Okay? Put together a plan. I'm extending it out now. You need to, this is going forward, okay? You can jot down 3 things that you want to accomplish in the next 5 years. All right? Part of that will be maybe going to a 4-year school. Next 5 years. Not a lot of time. Trust me. Not a lot of time. I remember back, you know, I'm maybe 50-something, and I can remember, it's so clear in my mind, maybe sitting in a class just like you guys. But guess what? In 5 years, that's a constant, right? 5 years pass, 5 years going to pass. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Ain't a thing we can do about it, right? Who controls time, brother? All right? And that's a constant. So whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, 5 years is going to pass. So the question is, what are you going to do with those 5 years? Right? All right, so consider that, then jot down 3 things that you want to do in 10 years. This is strategizing. This is making plans. In 5 and 10 years now, you guys stay with me here now, okay? All right, you know, in 10 years, right? 5 and 10 years. I hope that, is that way off into the future, you guys say, hey, you know, that's going to take care of itself. Who thinks that? If we're thinking that, we need to get up in that way. We need to listen up and really consider this. 5 years is going to pass so fast, it's going to make your head spin. Trust me. You know, so we have to plan now. Yeah? So beginning to structure a plan, okay, of what it takes to get there. Plan, structure plan to get there. Right? You know, we get into our lecture thing now, right? And we should pass some papers out that you've done, but that's okay. Begin to organize your thoughts around the plan. Begin to strategize. Okay? If it's a specific profession you're asking to do, maybe take more classes. Help you get there. If it's a business, what kind of business do you want? Now, you leave 2 years school, you can go and do it. You can do it. Open a business. You don't need a 4-year class. I recommend it. So when you guys graduate from here, you can go do some things. There's a lot of business, majors in here. But if you know and respect a business owner, ask them what it takes to succeed. Use your resources. Business owner, come back and ask counselors. Can't stress, use your counselors. They are your friends, mentors. They can really help. But don't think just because you make a good steak or a good rib that you're going to be the next Roscoe's Chickens and Ribs. It don't work like that, right? You got to plan and prepare. Amen? You must develop a business plan, conduct due diligence on startup costs, assets, location, and ensure you have enough money, to not affect your personal expenses. In closing, so that's just strategizing. You can associate that with a lot of things. And I got a lot of stuff here, but we're not going to go there because I see you guys. Like I said, I realize that lectures, unless you're getting graded, if you're here on your own accord, you only hear about 10, 15 minutes. Give me the message and go. I understand that, so I know you guys probably getting a little. I'm not going to say bored, but you guys thinking about what you're going to eat for dinner or something like that. Anyway, so in closing, I say to you guys, you need to go ahead and with the time you have left, which you like, okay, and the average age here are probably 20, 21, 22, roughly. Early 20s, yeah? Anybody in teens in here? Hey, you want to do that? Okay, so I just want to stress so much. 5, 10, 15 years with my students. You guys are young, you think you got the rest of your life in front of you. You got your life in front of you, but not the rest of your life. So you need to, this is the age to sit down and start a strategy. Whatever that strategy is, you can go to 4 years school, you can go to masters, go in the military. Nothing wrong with that. We got a senior chief, master chief, senior chief, right here. Great career. Right? You can do a lot of things. You can be a counselor, come back and help other folks. Head forward, head backward, right? But at any rate, in closing, you have to look at statistics. And I see the majority of folks here are African American. Josh. Not that you're African American, I'm saying Josh, that you understand. And so, statistics for black men are very difficult. They say that there's more black men, because repeat this, you guys probably know this, and incarcerated than what? And what? learn. So you guys are special. You guys kept your nose clean. Stayed away from catching a charge, and that kind of thing. And then if you did catch a charge, you're here and you're trying to do what's right. Right? That's important. You're not behind bars. It's not easy. High school dropout rate is increasing. Yeah? It's not good. It's not good for black men. So don't get so stuck on statistics. All right. You got to be self-starters. You can obstacle right around that. And being here, being in this college, in this room, working with Emmanuel, Donna, and all the other counselors, shows me, humbly speaking, that you guys are on the right path. Amen? And the question is to continue that, right? Right. So, you all are unique. You all are in charge of your destiny. Good work. And so I predict that, just observing you, that you all will be successful. Thank you for inviting me out here, and hopefully I can come back in the near future. And so I guess we might have you guys, I think I probably said everything you need to hear, but if you guys have any questions, I'll take questions at this time. Any question is, nothing's off limits. Yes, sir.
You a good man?
I'm sorry?
You a good man in your company?
Okay, one more time.
I'm working for your company, you're an engineer.
Yes. Yes.
I need people.
We need people.
Yeah, working something.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you help me?
You, I'll get with Emmanuel, maybe get your data to yourself. But they are, I work at Oak Hill Shipyard, so by working on a shipbuilder, I'm counting engineer on a shipbuilder. Shipbuilding is big here, right? I think, I'll get you contact data from Emmanuel, and we can go from there. Yes, sir.
Is engineering hard? Is it a hard field?
Engineering is very difficult. You have to take, it's not impossible, right? You have to take a lot of calculus. I have 4 semesters of calculus, physics, chemistry. That's just core courses. You need to get theory. But I would say that, that if you dedicate your time, if you channel your time wisely, right, Donald?
Right.
Channel your time wisely, and you use your time wisely. You're studying. Sky's the limit. We just got to be careful about, so I'm going to the club, and I catch it, I burn the midnight oil to get there. I'm going to see my girlfriend, I catch the midnight oil, and I do it later. And I want to do this, that, and the other. So we got to prioritize. So anything can be done, right? I wasn't the smartest guy, but I was probably one of the hardest working guys. I didn't mind staying up 3 hours a night, weeks, trying to get this concept down, engineering concepts. It's all in theory, Engineering is nothing but applied physics.
Yes.
And physics is a mammoth job, man. Anyway, any more questions? I know you got a question, man. You can take good notes.
No questions.
Good. What I like.
Oh, we got the man here.
I just can't resist. You know, until you like the
Oh,
You got I knew that was coming. I was waiting for it earlier. I was going to say, don't get it twisted. Rama is a great orator, and don't try not to compare me with them. I thank you guys.
I think for the message for today is that you guys know that there's nothing that you can't accomplish if you put your minds to it. You are him.
That's right.
And he's you.
That's right.
You've been through some of the same things that some of you guys have been through and you're about to go through. So
Probably more.
And he mentioned the mentoring piece. Always know that we have your back here. That's why you're a part of the organization. And I got this moment, I want to make sure that you guys realize we have a lot of guys that are graduating. I'm so proud. I hate to see them leave, but they came and got what they came here to get. So let's know that this could be you standing up in a couple of years. More. You'll have the opportunity to come back and give back. That's what it's about. It's not about how much money you can make, how much prestige and recognition you have. It's about your ability to come back and give back. Give back. That's what this whole pay it forward. Because somebody played a role in both of our lives, and it's now we have the opportunity to give back to those folks who need it at the time.
The food is at F-145.
Okay, we have Olive Garden in case you guys are hungry. It's in
F-145. It's just Charles. It's for everybody.
So you want some food? So I've got give Mr. Augustus another hand.
Miss Karen, I need that.
You got a what?